What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today I wanted to do a little bit of a discussion, but first, before we do that, let's quickly go into the news real quick, because there is this little, news update, I guess. If you guys are wondering what this is, it's Bandai's way of saying thank you for having 200,000 people, 200,000 people like, or follow them on Twitter. Yeah, so basically, if you go onto their main page and you retweet this photo, however many number of times we can, by Monday at noon, basically. So Monday noon, Rokugatsu 19 nichi getsu yobi 11 nichi, or 11 ji 59 分. Okay, so 11:59 a.m., which is basically noon on Monday, Japan time. And if we are able to hit 530,000 retweets, let's see if I'm doing that correctly. Yes, 530,000 retweets. We will get not only, you know, the stones and the friend points and the old Kais, we'll get 53 Friezas. Yeah, wrap your mind around that one for a second. If you need 53 Friezas, Bandai's got you covered. What in the world are you going to use 53 Friezas for? I guess, yes, you could throw it at your LR Frieza, but honestly, it's not that hard to get dupes of Frieza now, especially with Stage 4. So I have no idea. I mean, I think it is supposed to be an unwinnable or unreachable goal, but you never know. It could happen. I mean, as of right now, I think we're at 30,000, maybe 40,000. So I doubt we'll get it, but if it actually happens, I'm going to be like, what are we going to do with 53 Friezas? So, if you guys want 53 Friezas, start retweeting. Do not retweet someone retweeting it. You need to go to the original post and then retweet that, okay? So, if you have Twitter and you want to see 53 Friezas, then by all means, go ahead. But I doubt we'll hit it, because I think they did something similar to this one time, and we crushed it, and they did it again, and then we didn't hit the last one or something like that. So I guess that's what they're going for. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So, but I mean, so in total we'll get, if you're wondering what this is, so in total you'll get 20 stones if we can get this, because it's 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, and 5 here. If we're at 40,000, so 20 stones in total. And who knows, by the time you're seeing this, we might have passed 40,000 already and say, hey, we're getting our 20 stones, which isn't even enough for a discount summon. But yeah, the Frieza, I don't know, I guess he's okay. You probably more likely throw him into your LR Frieza, but nonetheless, and then I guess we'll get that on the 20th, which is Tuesday, which is the day Gotenks leaves, and then we'll be able to collect those rewards until the 4th or something, or if you, hang on, log on, okay, got it. If you log on before the 4th of July, 4th of July, you can collect that stuff. If you log on afterwards, you're not going to get it, essentially, okay? And as before, the little retweet event goes until the 19th of June. So, yeah, you got a little bit of time between the 20th and the 4th of July. So, yeah, by all means. And that is all Japan time, by the way. Not US, not European time, not, you know, anything like that. So, that is really the only little bit of info, news thingy going on. Now, one thing I wanted to cover is what is next? And I'm not talking about Extreme Tech. We know that Gotenks ends on the 20th. And then we know that Extreme Tech is probably becoming pretty soon, because as of right now, we are kind of, kind of celebrating. Bandai thinks we're really celebrating, but no, we're really not celebrating. We are celebrating, what is it, 170 million downloads right now, okay? So this little thing is going on, that's not what I want. I wanted this. So we're celebrating 170 million downloads right now. And so that came with the Bio Brawly event, the Bio Brawly banner. It gave us the LR Hercule, which as of right now is impossible to get until, I think it's 2 months, because you have to consider not only the fact that how much Zenny it costs just to get him, but also to use those medals. It is not cheap to use those medals to awaken him. Yes, from SSR, you know, his awakened SSR form into his normal SSR form, which can go to UR, that's probably not too expensive. But the more you get up, and especially when you get to LR, that's going to cost you a lot of money. So someone calculated it all on Twitter, I think. So it's going to be a long time or something like that. So, you know, obviously you have the Zenny event here, but it doesn't matter if you have the Zenny, they still limit you to 3 medals a day. So, And, you know, we got some other events coming back, like Future Trunks will be coming here on the 20th until the 11th of July. The Bardock event, for some reason, what is this event supposed to symbolize? Like, really, we can't raid. The only thing I can think of is if you got the World Tournament Bardock, this guy can raise that guy's super attack. That is the only thing I can think about. Because now that Agility Bardock is actually useful because he's actually a good support unit. But other than that, yeah, I have no idea really. And then we have the World Tournament coming up. Okay, so we have the World Tournament, which, you know, kind of early, but whatever. I still don't know actually if I can participate in that. I think I might be able to do one day, but I'm not sure. Again, I just simply go for the points. I'm sure the Gohan will kind of be okay, I guess. And then so all this stuff will be ending around either the 30th of June, which is the end of the month, or whatnot. Now, we know that our Dokkan Fest is going to be ending on the 20th with Gotenks, and I'm assuming that when the, when did these banners leave? So this leaves on the 30th, the Bio Brawly one, the Fusions one, or sorry, the Heroes one leaves on the 20th as well. So basically, by July 1st, we will be getting probably the next Dokkan Fest. I'm just guessing here. I'm taking a wild guess here. We'll be getting the Extreme Tech banner because that would have been 10 days without a Dokkan Fest, and we know that there are times, obviously, where we don't have one, and then they were going to give us the Extreme Tech. I would highly recommend to actually not summon on Extreme Tech. Unless Extreme Tech units are your only good cards, I actually might say steer away from it. And the reason I say it is because what could potentially be coming next. And what I mean by that is again, looking back at the 170 million downloads. Okay, so we're at 170 million. They're probably going to say or claim that we will be at 180 million downloads by the time Tech Extreme comes at the beginning of July. Or maybe 190 or something like that. I doubt we would reach 200 million from when this started to when that started. So after that, though, we're probably going to be start coming up on around new units to start coming out since the 120% leaders will be done, and we'll be hitting around 200 million. I'm going to guess between late July, maybe mid-July at the earliest, but late July, August time, which just happens to be summertime here in Japan. And what I mean by summer is I mean summer vacation. School here in Japan goes until the end of July. So yeah, woo, one month break for me, although it's not really a break, but yeah. That is a whole nother story. But nonetheless, so I was thinking to myself, okay, what could they do? We know there's going to be the usual stones, you know, items, all that whole stuff. We know that's going to happen. But what has happened in the past around this time? And no, it's not really a 1.5 or 2.5 anniversary. The reason everyone thought it was 1.5 anniversary last year is because it linked up exactly at the same time that the 30th anniversary of Dragon Ball happened. Remember, we got a we didn't get a Raleigh. We got like the Dragon Ball. We got those like day missions or whatever. We got Super Vegito. We got Brawly, who just, you know, unfortunately was in the wayside and got shafted and everything. And that's what, you know, that whole month, part of that month was just, it was crazy for Dokkan. So my thoughts are, okay, something has to be coming, and this is why I'm actually saying don't summon on Extreme Tech. I'm not summoning on him no matter what. Not doing it, because, well, obviously my Extreme Techs are not that good, but nonetheless. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, what can they do? We have the 120% leaders out of the way. There are a few things that we could do. And if, you know, I'm hoping, a little bit of me is hoping that it is going to be something maybe unique or something like that. Let's look back at the past. What has happened from the moment 2 summers ago around this time? What happened? And then let's go from there real quick, okay? So, yes, I want to do it from the enter. So, okay, back when I started this is when Strength Brawl is around. So, hey, Strength Brawl was my first SSR, by the way, that I pulled. And as the time goes on, we went into Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We went to Ultimate Gohan. It was only a physical one. And then eventually, I think, where is my physical Gotenks marked where Gogeta came in. Then after Gogeta, we got full powered Frieza, and then we got into Gohan, okay? Then Gogeta popped up a few times. We got Majin Vegeta. We had some more tournaments and everything was handy dandy. Then July comes around, and we got Super Vegito, okay? Super Vegito comes around, changes the way the game goes and everything. After Super Vegito, we got Gotenks, and then they actually ended what we called the Demi leaders, essentially, which were the 100% leaders, okay? So we got Kaioken Blue Goku times 10, we got Golden Frieza, we got Strength Cell, Vegeta Blue, and Goku Black, okay? So we got those guys on top of the 70% leaders, which gave the key and everything like that, okay? Then we got in between, actually in there a little bit, we got the heroes, which I'm wondering if because of super scheduling they did that on purpose, but maybe they were supposed to come afterwards. I'm not really sure. But nonetheless, we got the super and villain leader cards, Rose and Vegeta Blue. And then right before Vegeta Blue came, we got, for Christmas, we got Merge Zombies and Trunks, which were, again, hero leads, just higher stat boost, but lower key, but, Trunks still works out better, technically. So, then we got Super Saiyan 4, which then introduced the 100% leaders, and we've had nothing but that for the past, actually, 6 months now, yeah. Oh, no, wait, February? So, by the time July hits, 6 months. Because by the time July, because once the tech leader comes out, it'll be mid-end July, so about 6 months, give or take. 5.5, 6 months, give or take, okay? So now it's like, okay, well, what are we going to do? We're probably going to be celebrating around 200 million downloads, maybe 190 if we don't technically reach it. Or maybe Bandai will fib and tell us we did, and, just to, get us hyped up and everything like that, because they are a company after all. But what is next? Because we've gone through all these guys, we're up into the 120% leads, and now it's like, okay, now what comes next? So there are a few things I think could potentially happen. One, we get new hero and villain leaders, okay? The step up from Vegeta Blue and Super Saiyan Rose, okay? Those guys only give you 50% for running a villains team, so maybe these guys are going to give us, I don't know, a 90%. Kind of like the LRs, but they're only for heroes and for villains. We could get something like that, maybe. I don't see it being 120% unless it's like Trunks and Merge Zombies, where it is Key plus 1, HP attack and defense up 120%. If it's a 90% one, it's probably going to be stats 90%, HP attack and defense up 90%. It could be something like that. So it could be either one of those. Two, maybe, and this is very guessing. This is like going way off, thinking really weird things. But with Bio Brawly, and I have yet to actually go into mine. I'm looking more at his passive, and the reason I'm looking at the passive is saying, okay, what if Bio Brawly is kind of like a test here? What if by giving us this really random yet interesting passive move, what if this is going to be the next step after that? From July until year 3 comes around, okay, celebrating 3 years of Dokkan. What if this is going to be the next set of cards? Like maybe a leader skill is kind of average, where it gives +1 key and some stats, but then the passive is really crazy or something like that. Now, I know they want to focus on the leader skill, obviously, so they want to give you a decent leader skill. Let's say 90%. For whatever it is. Kind of like the LRs, but maybe, they're not going to give you as crazy as passives, because the LRs are supposed to be that. They're supposed to be LRs and crazy good and everything. But if they start giving these leaders, or maybe they'll give us, like, I don't know, 100% leaders with no key or something like that, or maybe 150% with no key. And then with those leaders for 150%, they give us someone like Bio Brawly that could potentially bring this crazy passive that really affects the whole team or something like that, depending on how many people you go against. Because remember, Bio Brawly's passive is as stated, as I've said before, when facing one opponent and only one opponent, your attack goes down 50%, but your defense goes up 70%. That changes to 70 and 100 when you Dokkan Awaken him. And if you face 2 or more people, your attack goes up 100%, 70 here, but 100 when you Dokkan, and defense down 50%. Okay, so that's how that works. So obviously they're not going to give that to a stone summon. This is a in-game unit that they are giving us, so they're not going to make it crazy good. But they could potentially give us something that does that. Now again, this is just total speculation. This is me just guessing out of the water. I could easily, we could all just be like, you know what, no, they're never going to do that. They're going to do the next hero and villains leads, and then they're going to give us 150% with no key. Boom, they're going to, milk that until, the 3-year anniversary. I'm a little optimistic, but at the same time, I've got a bit of a brain, and I know that this is Bandai. They're going to go for the quick money grab, so not really sure. We'll have to wait. We're not going to see anything really new, I would say, until end of July, August probably is when we're going to see this, because Tech Extreme could come out at the very end of June, beginning of July, and then like July 15th, 20th or so, it goes away, although it's a villains banner, so it might stick around shorter time, and then they go straight into this 200 million as anniversary thing or celebration thing or whatever. So I'm not really sure what's going to be. It could be the generic thing that we expect from them. It could be something completely brand new, but it's hard to say on that. So yeah. So anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think is going to be coming after the Tech Extreme? We are done with the 120% leads. What's going to be coming after? What are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. I always like to see what you guys think. Leave a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you happen to be new as well. I will probably be streaming this weekend, hopefully at least one day if I possibly can. More Dragon Ball Fighters videos coming as well, along with Dokkan, because I'm so hyped for that game. So hyped for that game, but yeah. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like as always, and until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.